Holy sh! Holy sh! Holy sh! I feel like we're back. I feel like Apple's back. I feel like the Mac's back. These are my raw reactions. This is everything they just announced. Oh my God, dude. We got AirPods. We got new MacBook Pros. We got this weird Siri Apple Music service, which, let's just start off there. All right, let's start off with the first thing that Apple announced, where they just walk on stage and they're like, yo, what if Apple Music, but the worst voice assistant Apple Music only? So the only way you can listen to Apple Music is through Siri. This is not a joke. This is not something that someone, like an intern that wasn't getting paid, could, let's make this funny. No, this is a real thing that Apple announced. I don't believe anyone will subscribe to this at all. Saying this out loud, it doesn't make sense to myself. So just to be crystal clear here, Apple announced an Apple Music tier for $5 a month that only works through Siri. That's it. That's the product. So you can imagine, I was a bit concerned when Apple started out with that product today. Also in the genre of music, Apple announced new colors for the HomePod Mini. Now, from what I can tell, it's the exact same HomePod Mini as what came out just about a year ago. So same internals, same design, same functionality, essentially. Apple is applying the fun color iMac approach to a lot of things now. So the HomePod Mini comes in yellow, orange, and blue. And the blue does look really nice and is, somebody with a yellow channel logo. I do like the yellow. It's just, I've never been impressed with the HomePod Mini sound. I have one and it consistently underwhelms me. I mean, it's just new colors. It's not a big deal to me at all. And I was definitely at this point like, oh my God, did we just totally get boofed with this Apple event? Is there going to be nothing actually exciting? Apple completely changed that when they announced third generation AirPods, which we have been waiting on for such a long time. In fact, AirPods have not been updated since March of 2019 for the standard base model. So there's an entirely new design for AirPods 3 here that are incredibly reminiscent of AirPods Pro, but you're not getting the Pro features with noise cancellation or the ear tips. Thank God, by the way, the ear tips don't work for me, so I was really worried that that would be standard. It's not. These are still the one-size-fits-all hard plastic AirPods. And being one-size-fits-all, the audio quality can vary quite a bit because everybody's ears are different and one size can't necessarily work for best sound quality for everyone. So that's why Apple is bringing adaptive EQ from the AirPods Max down to the base AirPods now. Basically, it can read the way your ear works and then adjust the way the EQ, the frequencies work to fit that. It's really cool. And I'm surprised to see this on the base AirPods, but it's absolutely a feature that most people, I think every person that buys these will benefit from because the sound quality, it's customized to you, not customized to the product. There's also Force Touch controls on here like AirPods Pro have had, which are way better than the zero controls we had on the previous AirPods. So you can tap and hold for Siri, tap once for play, double tap for skip. It's really, really good. That's the one thing I've wanted for a while from the Pros on the regular versions, and these have become so much more compelling to me than the Pros have ever been. Yeah, of course, though, AirPods are actually about the sound quality, so Apple's upgraded that here. There's a new Apple custom driver, which they say is going to have better bass and even improved highs as well. It sounds like the mids will basically be identical, which I think were fine in the first place. Obviously, we can read about them. Apple can tell us that it's better. It won't make a difference until I actually put them in my ears and try them out. Of course, full content on this coming when they release on Tuesday of next week. I am probably most impressed, though, out of everything else here, that there is a longer battery life on these. Apple has increased the battery life from 5 to 6 hours. And I know that that doesn't sound like a lot. You're like, are you kidding me? 1 extra hour? You have to realize the constraints of what Apple's working with here. These pods are this big. So to add an additional hour of battery life is insane. All right, that's nuts here. I was expecting maybe 15 to 30 minutes. We're getting an extra hour. And with the new charging case, it's like 30 hours total of consistent battery life between the case and the pods. It's insane. Like, the battery life is the reason to upgrade to these because current AirPods battery life, you guys know how it is. It's okay. But if you listen a lot, you're always putting them in the case. Yo, I'm just so excited for these. I have been waiting for these since like April when they were first supposed to come out, and they're available for order today. They're shipping and available on Tuesday of next week on October 26th. You know what else is available that day? It's the star of the show. It's a product that for half of the presentation literally had my mouth agape. Here's the Instagram story that I posted. God, I'm watching the Apple event. They just announced ProMotion on the MacBook Pro. It's 120 hertz, dude.
Now supports 1 billion colors. And for the first time, it's a liquid retina.
Oh my God!
So users can create, edit, and review.
This is everything I've ever wanted from a computer. I haven't even touched it, and this looks like a perfect machine. It's got this all new design that is so reminiscent of the original MacBook Pro design. It looks incredible. I can't believe we're actually seeing this. You know, at this point, it's almost annoying how satisfying Apple's branding is. It's almost like they've been hanging out with the folks over at Clean My Mac X who sponsored today's video. You guys know how it is when you buy a new Mac. It's super fast at first, and then pretty soon after, it starts to slow down. That's probably because you haven't been using Clean My Mac X, which will help clean, speed up, optimize, and protect your computer. I use it on my Mac that is my daily driver, and it is really, really dope. Not only is the first tool just insanely satisfying, SmartScan looks at your system log files and your user cache to see what you don't need anymore to make sure that everything is optimized and can speed up your Mac in just a couple of seconds. And then Space Lens is so cool to see what's taking up the most space. As somebody who is constantly running out of space, I use this all the time, and it's like, oh, that's the 1 terabyte file that is just absolutely draining my SSD. Plus, you get optimization for programs and malware tools to make sure that there's no viruses or bad things on your computer. So to make sure your Mac is running as fast and as smooth and as optimized and as crispy and as clean as possible, check out Clean My Mac X. Link is down below. I mean, where do we even start with this? You've got the new 14 and 16 inch displays. They are mini LED, 1,000,000:1 contrast ratio, and holy hell, they have 120 hertz. The MacBook Pro's new generation refresh has 120 hertz ProMotion. I am going to lose my mind. That is something I was like tweeting about a couple months ago of like, oh, it would be cool if we get it in a couple years. The iPhone, the MacBook, and the iPad now all have 120 hertz displays. This is the biggest jump in screen quality in history, and it's all happened in like a couple of years. It is going to take everything in me to not say, I told you so. So I'll just pause. Okay, let's just move on. There's a notch. I don't know who would have told you that. I don't know who would have predicted this. I don't know who would have warned you that this was going to be the case. There is a notch, and guess what? I love it. I absolutely love the notch. I think it's the right decision because do you see the thinness of the bezels? If Apple made it even, it would have had to be a way thicker top bezel, more similar to the bottom bezel. They didn't do that, and it disappears because of the macOS Monterey upgrades where the menu bar is a bit thicker. Listen, this was the right call. You guys can disagree with me with the comments all day. I am thrilled to see a notch on the MacBook Pro because in this context, it's so small compared to the rest of the screen. It's not as dramatic as the phone, and it's enabling a 1080p FaceTime camera for the first time that is illuminated. Oh, it's so good. It's the biggest Mac FaceTime camera. It's 1080p finally. Did I mention that? It's 1080p on a MacBook Pro. It's only been 720p forever. It's 1080p on a MacBook Pro. And did I even mention yet that the HDMI port is returning? So you can now plug this into a TV natively with the industry standard. Wow, it's almost like Apple's adding back features. Oh, what else did they add back? MagSafe. There's a MagSafe port on here. And if you want to, you can still charge with the USB-C ports on this. The Thunderbolt 4 ports can still be a way to charge the MacBook, but if you want to use MagSafe, that's what's going to be standard now to free up those ports for something else. Oh, what's else? What else is back for creatives? What else is going to change my freaking life, dude? The SD card slot. Oh my God, I've wanted this back for so long. It's just perfect, guys. Like the speakers and the mics are better. Apple says there's 80% more bass. They say you're going to be able to feel and experience frequencies on here that you've never experienced before. Oh, I forgot. I'm like reading through the specs. I forgot to mention what this computer is. It's the M1 Pro and the M1 Max inside. So the M1 chip has been reimagined for a 10-core design shared between the M1 Pro and the M1 Max. The M1 Pro caps out at like 16 cores of the GPU. The Max goes up to 32 cores of the GPU. The M1 Pro can go up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, where the Max can go up to 64 gigabytes of RAM. The M1 Max does 400 gigabytes of memory bandwidth a second, where the M1 Pro does 200 gigabytes of memory bandwidth a second. Essentially, you can configure both the 14 and 16 inch with whatever chip you want. The prices do get a little wild though. And, I should tell you something about the battery life. So Apple says there's up to 21 hours of battery. Guys, 21 hours of video playback on the 16 inch. Are you out of your mind? Dude, the MacBook before that, the 16 inch, had like 7 hours of video playback, if that. And it would die during an edit for me. I'm blown away. This is everything to the T that I have been asking for since they botched the last redesign. Oh, and the touch bar's gone. The function row is back on the keyboard. It's physical keys. You guys gotta let me know what you think, all right? Because I'm absolutely blown away. I mean, I'm just looking at this. It's so good. It's just everything I've wanted. It's just everything I've wanted, and more coverage on this to come. This is just a quick recap. Check out Clean My Mac X so all your Macs are protected when you get these new MacBook Pros. They're up to speed. They're as fast as they possibly can be. All right, guys, I gotta go. The best Apple event in years. Not even close. Not even close. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.